more and everything like that. I just want to cover it all in it. That's all.
Yeah, it wasn't at an angle enough for me. I felt like
What up? What up? If you watching the replay, we got a dope one. We planning out an event. Y'all missed the first half. So I'll do a quick recap and then we gonna plan out what the experience will look like. So we start by going into figuring out who the core audience that we're trying to accomplish or get to, which is startups. Consider anybody with an idea or anybody who may have already started and haven't quite hit that six-figure mark. That is what I consider to be the startup phase. Then we go into what I think people need to get walking away from an event, which is the things that I actually kind of teach, which is clarity, branding, web design, automations and systems, and then marketing. And for us to absolutely put on the best event, kind of right now, we're looking at a price point that's been thrown out at the wall of $97. We're looking for 4 to 6 teachers slash event participants to headline the event. And we're gonna try to get a list of about 20 to pull from to figure out how we can curate the best event. And then we're also going to work on having an offer for this to be a community build, which could be something like get the next 3 events for the price of 2 events if they purchased into the next events now. And then now we're going to kind of curate the experience or we're going to look at how the experience can be curated um, the day of the event as a preliminary look. So we're going to do that in 2 ways. You guys can now jump into. I think the first way is if we found like a general flow of the event that considering that everybody involved four different speakers, intermission, all of that kind of stuff. So if we considered how long the event would be, um a day event about 6 hours.
A day event.
A day event.
Okay.
So
It would have
I
to.
think the minimum is 4 for sure.
so does a day event, is it literally like we stay there all day and don't get the information till the end, or is it an in and out situation? Like, are we really sitting there for 6 hours? I mean, not we as the entertainers, we as the audience.
Now we would have to engage them, I think. And he was saying like breakout session. And I don't know if the breakout sessions is going to be them actually doing
Yeah.
something, like a workshop or so.
Okay, okay.
After the talking. I don't
Yeah, it could. I mean, that's what we're kind of here to discuss kind of now. So, and I'm just throwing 6 hours. So if we say like, I think in 45-minute sessions, right? And that's a shorter session. So if you do 45-minute sessions, you're given a half-hour talk.
So I'm sorry, one more question. Because when I picture a day event for 6 hours, it sounds more like a 3 hour session here and a 3 hour session there, and then people are coming and going
No.
for different
So
time slots.
this is something that we
Literally
would
a
that
day camp.
yeah, it
Like
would
a
be
conference.
think yeah,
Okay, yeah.
conference. So yes, think conference, think made the hustle.
Okay.
Think about that portion of kind of what we did at Made the Hustle. So Made the Hustle was an event I threw in Texas for the print industry. It was a mixture of hands-on and like classroom based knowledge. Yeah. So if we did, I don't even know if it comes out to 6 hours, but it could be something between 4 to 6 hours. Okay. Right. Considering they're gonna lead with these 4 topics, and it's probably why I said 6 hours. So if we did each talk for 45 minutes, I mean that's technically 4 hours right there.
Mm-hmm.
If those talks are like the bulk talks that they get, right? So that's 45 minutes. So that's a 30-minute talk, 15 Q&A. That's pretty much how that worked for Xavier's.
Probably would be a 6 hour event.
Yeah,
Mhm.
right. If we think about whatever a mixer is at lunch, that's an hour.
Feed them. And then that's probably if we want to do vendors, that should be like some vendor time. Because in the beginning, you want time for people to come in, enjoy the vendors, whatever, maybe have a drink, whatever we decide to offer. And so that's an hour right there of just waiting for Black people to show up.
I think a huge, and this might honestly again, should we about to be at an 8 hour right? Look at that. Why? But think so. Keeping in mind that like, how do we deliver something that wows people so much, right?
Yeah.
And delivers them information. And going back to what we talked about before, everybody got here, it's like business is too complicated.
Yeah.
Can we simplify and get people to actually feel like they can leave and go and do it?
See, the biggest challenge to me is actually getting people to
Sit.
show up.
Yeah.
That's the biggest challenge. Once you get them there.
Can you get chunks?
Where's she at?
She asking her, can I get her?
So getting people to show up in a time frame is open. What was the other? What was the? I feel like it was like a full day event.
With the
Yeah.
so she had of course like the 360 in the back. She had different vendors there. She had
The time. What was the time? I was there.
I think it was 4 hours.
All right.
I think it was 4 hours.
Okay. So maybe we can. I mean, we can figure out what we should. We got 4 dedicated talks. Icebreaker.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
One of the major keys, I think, is how we get them to connect. So, how do we get them to connect? Right. The reason that I took on this model that until I make you some money, Joe, until I make you some money, I'm gonna pay you some money, right? And it's like the way that I make people money is just knowing what they do. It's like I got a guy for that. That's why everybody needs things. I already got somebody for it. So how can we get them to connect between each other MC is or leave with knowing who was in the room, right? And what that looks like is another time frame. So if lunch is an hour, we have 4 hours, 1 hour, and we got 30 minutes and a 15-minute kind of open icebreaker. That puts us at 6 hours. 5 hours?
Yeah, no, 45 times 4 is 3 hours.
Oh, all right. I rounded them all up for like the intermission, so we get another hour. We get another hour break. So, and this could be 2 of them back to back. Then we get a half.
So I feel like it's gonna be like 30 minutes talking, maybe like a Q&A. Definitely gonna have to be like a
transition,
not a transition, but something for them to do so they're not lost in between talkers. So all right, well here go the next person, and then it just becomes like more of a lecture.
So that goes into I think it goes a little bit into who's involved and kind of like the assets we put together. So when I did this brand thing, I gave them a workbook, right? So that it was like they're already able to ideate on inside of that workbook based on the things that they need to kind of know. So I think the other way, if this is a general format, right? But let's say we didn't get the topics covered that the people, right? They don't have the specific structure per se to get us the most exposure that we use. So the way we could frame that would be I could do sessions on these that are 30 minutes each that are broken up with people that are the story.
That'd be good. I don't think it should be a 30-minute talk. I think maybe it should be like 15, 20-minute talk. Then maybe like when I say a breakout room, not a breakout room,
So
but
I was good.
yeah, like clump the people together. Maybe they have a number. Okay, these are the entrepreneurs where you want to go discuss this. How you
At
know
table. We could probably do it in a table format. So like
Like that
where
that
they
adds
can
to the
navigate.
experience because it's like if they're just talking and then going to the next phase, this is like a lecture,
yeah.
and we don't want that. We
Well,
do
so
want to experience.
So even the it could definitely be tables, and of course people who they know each other gonna sit. But maybe when they come in, they gotta either pick a number or something. And when it comes to that, then everybody kind of gotta like move what table you're supposed to be at. Talk about what the speaker heard, your experience, and things like that, and maybe come back for a Q&A, or even whoever's the presenter can ask. All right, so what did y'all discuss in y'all meeting?
Yeah.
How was
Like
this?
like a table supposed like the person speaks for the table. So we force interaction at the table in order for like the collective to come up with the major takeaway or something of that nature.
Yeah, and then everybody
Like
responses is gonna be different.
you punch.
I'm not following.
So let's say the first talk came up and it's about clarity. We had a speaker and then we gave them like if I was to come on and give the summary of what clarity means, and then they went off to fill out their workbook in the clarity section. And then as a collective, they kind of give their main like what that group found out to be the main
Their
thing.
main
Something like
takeaway.
yeah, something like that. I don't know. We again it's
Yeah,
early, but
So it's like lecture and it's like group work
yes.
because community building
yeah.
basically is what it is. I do like that.
Yeah, so like just as an example, a clarity exercise, like create the big goal and then write the movie script,
Mm-hmm.
right? And what are the things that are required for you to become that bigger thing?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? What skill set do you need to acquire? All right, I need to go take this training. I need to do that. I need to do this. So now each person leaves with
With something.
their own roadmap to kind of like, you wrote this movie script, and better yet, we ended out with saying like, today you guys created a movie for this dream life of a person. Now go act out the script because it's
The
your
one thing.
Work even better if we knew what the speakers were going to speak about so we can build like the conversation
we
around
do
that.
we do know
Like
what they're
that
gonna
group conversation, it kind of like flows from there.
we do know what they're gonna speak about.
Okay.
We just don't know today because we don't know who they are.
Right.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
saying
yeah,
that
yeah.
that day we know what's going to be said because the
Right.
material is tailored around what
Yeah,
they're
Exactly.
saying.
Exactly it.
Okay.
So the base framework is here. We insert the people. We discuss their role in it,
And we
and
build
then
from
now
there.
we build from there, right? And
Yeah.
that kind of ties everything that we talked about earlier, and then like we gonna build it
Storytelling.
to the story to the person,
I like
and then
that.
we look at everybody, we put them on the board and be like, this is a curated event that's gonna allow you to leave with actionable steps that we think are important for you to start your startup,
Mm-hmm.
right? We need a name for the event about that.
You
We
know
need
what
to
would
think
be a
about
good
that.
one too? Sue.
Oh yeah. Very yeah.
Very good one.
Yes. Yes.
Did
Yes.
Reggae in a Park. She was the creator of Reggae in a Park, and that's I mean the girl who we rent the space from in
Okay.
Delaware, but she's an entrepreneur with her Airbnb and whatever she does with the festivals and stuff. But yeah, that would be a good one.
And so there's a portion of this that is, I think, is on you, right? Where it's like the, we can't like everything is surface level in conversation, right? And maybe this is a question for both of us, where it's like we gotta ask the real questions. We gotta get the real information out of people, and it's gonna come. We want to tie it back to the business, the fairy tale, the dreams, the struggles is one thing, but like, nah, what is it that like people can leave with that's actionable? What like what are some of the real struggles you've had, and how did you get by 'em?
So one of the things I did think about is like when they first coming in, that whole like cocktail hour. or a cocktail 30 minutes or whatever, where they're filling out like a survey, not too many answers, but I'm curious to know what phase people are in.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
do you
yeah.
need to be like, I fuck my insecurities, like because you haven't even identified with it? Because is that what's holding you back? Or because after you say fuck your insecurities, then you can go right into the clarity of it. All right, now I have clarity, the wellness piece of it, or at least the introduction of it. Okay, so now I can really conceive on how or to
So maybe that icebreaker is kind of the mood setter.
Can I touch on the icebreaker?
Yes.
Because I have an idea with that. Y'all ever see like these real deep, like non-superficial card decks, and it's asking questions like I was just looking it up so I can like explain it. If we so we don't have to, this is just like adding another product that can be sold through the group. Like if it's a card deck that has stuff like what's one boundary you wish you had, as an entrepreneur or something, like these are cards that can be asked to anybody, but it's also like a card game. So when you think about
kind of sort of
icebreaker, it's like we don't have to keep tailoring new questions. We can kind of like use this product. This is just now added
So
product.
I think that tails into like the long tail, like, and that could be introduced to version 2, version 3, where it's like we kind of found a core, like we put on a great event, like we got good feedback, and now we trying to turn community into it all.
Yeah.
And we kind of like added something into it. Um, I think, and I'm saying that more so of like, how do we insert that right now today in the format, like the hours that we do have is kind of like how well do we want them to get to know each other. So like if we get a core group that came back the second one and we got great feedback, now we can get more personal connection. We want to try to, you know what I'm saying, like brush it along the surface, or this is where the logic of like, all right, now we like event 2, we want to draw the connection closer. Like, what's the purpose of attention, storytelling, a fucking party is the goal of this. You know what I'm saying? Like, it gotta be a fucking spectacle. Like, so we want to just curate the best experience with the most people possible. The second event, we're gonna draw a connection closer and kind of like whatever. The third one is we gonna make sure people are still at it. And the fourth one is we gonna celebrate the end of the year and plan for the next one, right? Whatever that ends up looking like is kind of the long tail of it. So I do like it. So maybe for the icebreaker, it is a moment of like letting go of what holds you back.
yeah.
Right? Like we're first off, it's about figuring out your struggles. Like, what are the things that you feel like are holding you back? And maybe that is to tie you into FU insecurities.
Yeah.
And we got the event rolling right there. That's how we include you and what you got going on in it. And whatever.
I
Right.
was just planning on being the MC. So
That is the MC. That's how the MC open up and
Yeah, the MC introduce herself as
yeah.
you still an entrepreneur. You still part of the loop.
Yeah.
Tell your story in MC.
But before I lose this idea,
Never that anyway. You got the whole event at Tiffany's.
no. That the game is not a bad idea. So when I had one of my twerking in the name of love session, my girlfriend made like a life board where we were able to roll the dice, and each thing was like, it was some serious questions or reflection questions. It was something like, all right, grab the next person and play rock paper scissors shoot. Then it was like, all right, everybody got to take a shot, and it was a drink. So that's something like real light. So we can have different, like when we have the workshops where it's not just talking, it could be like mini interactive spirits. It could be like a little life thing where it can get them to,
Feel interact.
And we don't have to do that down the line. I don't have to build community. And I think that will probably set us apart if we can have like little games that we kind of grew up in to make it a fun learning experience. Whether it's like a quick little bingo or 4 prongs, I don't know. They could play it at their table.
They got hopscotch down the middle, like something.
Create that product so we don't have to keep thinking about it.
Now think of it. Think about this, and this is where I'm saying like who's involved matters, because the amount of time that is involved, like the people are spending, becomes minuscule if if the people or the experience warrants the time. You get what I'm saying? So we're explaining in the storytelling of like how now this is a 2 day event and here's why. You know
Wait,
what I'm
it's a
saying?
2 day
No,
now?
no, 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 no.
Oh.
I mean, listen, we keep expanding. That's funny, man.
I'm saying that to say whatever the best experience is what we have to go out and try to do for this first one,
Mm-hmm.
right? And so if we feel like, damn, this needs to be 8 hours, we just gotta figure out yeah, that's what I'm getting at. We just gotta sell it, right? And so somebody just said Made the Hustle would have been more successful if it was free to the public and uh paid is sponsored by partners, right? Which is that finding that there you have to have some skin in the game to make it kind of like us for us to know you're going to show up. You need to have some. I think affordability is important for me as always, and then we can kind of figure out like make it up in volume or in time and like what we do, what the other offers are, and kind of how we coach people. Maybe for me it's like get a personalized one-on-one session for whatever from the event or something like that. You can get that. Yes.
Because when you talked about the offers before and you were saying like maybe F you Securities t-shirts
I wrote that
that could push your brand, but they can get a t-shirt that's included in the price for each person, and they can get a t-shirt after one section or session and then the next speaker. And so they feel like they're
We
getting
can
the
probably have
whole
them
time.
leave with 5, 6 different shirts if we want to.
I
But
mean, and
it's
that could
like
be shirts too, because I put purchase
Product.
tickets to get
Yeah.
percentage off of services.
Yeah.
Services, that's not going to cost us
The
nothing.
community.
Right.
but they feel like
That ties back in to being a part of the community. The
yeah.
community gets perks. The community gets the early registration price no matter when they purchase, right? Like how do we build the biggest community is the largest answer of this network, like tying it all together. But again, it does give us all of our autonomy to do whatever we're doing in the midst of it, right? So it's like I'm committing to doing, $20 off an event for anybody in this
Network,
right?
yeah.
But what we're also giving them is like like you're a part of this network. We're expecting you to show up to like multiple events over the course of the year. It don't have to be every float, every this, every that, but that's the community aspect that we have to pull together for all of it to work, right? Like I would like for this event to solve or to be a hub in generalization, and you go to the specialists for the aspects that we need, right? Like whatever it may be, right? Sitting down on your podcast. She got a podcast. She got a podcast. She gonna get a podcast.
We need to figure out something.
You know what I'm saying? So we gonna work on it. The time is gonna come, and if we can't find it, we gonna build it.
I know. I was thinking a room in our house.
I mean, look, I'm
used to outside because it's the summer, like you were saying. Like I've seen people who have like little
It'd be
picnics
pretty
and
outside.
like it could be like a little cute little picnic.
One thing I know is if you put the idea out to the world, the timing will deliver you what you look like. We're being picky, or let me say picky. We're being selective about what we put out, so that when it comes together, it's gonna be right. You know what I'm saying? Because I could have just put you in the same room and said, "Just interview me." That's not what I wanted to do. You know what I'm saying? So I think this is a good format. We just gotta figure out who, and then we can craft the actual experience.
So that's
to
my
it.
first job is to just get a list of people that we think will be good fits. Or is it gonna be like one of the things where we can kind of print their faces and be like, here, like in real time?
I would love to do that.
Oh yeah.
Bring your profile, and you gonna session it.
Oh, I like that.
We gotta figure out how to be on Wednesdays. Wednesdays I got the video guy. But just to tell you,
Wednesdays is my favorite day of the week. So I can
That's my great day of the week. But
great day.
yeah.
It could be nice, but that's because he's available to film so that we can have some highlight footage without us be like clicking around. But anyway, I think if we can put together, everybody commit to putting together a list of.
I got 2 people.
Yeah, we need to get it 5 apiece.
All right.
Oh, a piece?
Gotta figure it out.
Oh, because we said 15. I'm
Yeah,
thinking
we just
4 to
going- we
6.
just going-
Okay.
And don't again, I might come back with 15, but
Yeah.
it's more of like
Mm-hmm.
us being able to sit down in the war room and say, I think this person is great because of this. And then everybody look at it and be like, we can, I don't know, set up some vote or whatever and just be like, all right, let's see if we can get these people. Here's our alternatives. And now we can craft like what that actual rollout looks like, right? We need a name and then a tentative time frame for it.
We ain't gonna get that from me today. I gotta brainstorm.
Which I'm just.
I mean, we have right now. We have our next event in June. I have my camping event in June.
I can't come.
The camping.
Yeah,
Oh, that sounds like
I wanna go so bad. My girlfriend booked the wedding for 200 guests.
Is that what I think you told me?
And she needed her home
to
be
be
there.
like July.
No, that's
Like
something that
July.
oh yeah, my girlfriend get married in July.
always
My
book that.
best friend just reached out to her and booked her like it's her second wedding. So she need the whole team. And I was trying to figure out. I'm like, all right, well, her event is in Jersey, you're in Delaware. I was really trying to figure out how I can do both.
Oh,
And because I didn't purchase a ticket, I'm a part of the home team. I feel like that's
yeah.
I'm
No.
so mad. I want to go camping. It's a whole weekend, and it's for her birthday.
where you going? I want to do it. I
I
want to
think I can
go.
go, but I can come from the campground like on Friday, right, and spend a day with y'all or something.
Yeah, we start. So we set up. We pitch all the tents on Friday, and then we do like the bonfire and cookout and all of that.
Is there a
Yeah,
vendor
that sounds
fee?
fun.
Definitely gonna be a vendor fee.
Sure.
We gotta figure out how
Oh,
much.
somebody on live.
Yeah, a little
She said, "Don't lie."
Just a couple people, not many.
Yeah.
I was about to log in so I could read the comments, but then I got sidetracked. Log in.
But I'm excited because I'm thinking like the be able
I want to say, how do you make money to pay for this space? You gotta run that back again. It be more a little bit more descriptive in which way.
Oh, which one is YouTube?
Yeah.
Uh,
Somebody say something. You
no.
about to say something?
So no, technically the space is coming from another member of this group who couldn't make it,
So yeah, we gonna
and we're hoping that she can give us a buddy pass on the space.
fair exchange is not a robbery.
Yes.
Yes,
But I
it is.
also was thinking about that too. Like the only thing we would need for her to do is just like
I mean, she got a
plan
story.
because we ultimately want her to make her dollar too.
Yeah.
Especially if we making $1, we can at least like pay
I'm
her. But
making $1 like the first one. I mean,
Yeah.
$1
Like it's like a break even type.
Yeah.
So
cost going if we're not paying for that.
well, so yes, space donated would be amazing, and then a division of that to her from the
Yeah.
profits, right?
Mhm.
So that would be the best possible. I think everybody should, in a way, be compensated for
Mhm.
their product that is involved. I mean, I don't want anybody to walk away losing money. So if it's a date, especially if we pick a date that technically could be a busy date and we need to compensate. So, I mean, having a discounted rate for the vendor space, I don't know how much event space is $800 for the day. We getting it for five tickets covers the whatever, right? So it definitely a compensation for her should be in it. And then that's because she is providing like a tangible thing that.
And I'm pretty sure she's gonna do some type of decorating.
Yeah.
I want the experience. I definitely want to be upscale.
Yeah. So that food,
Mhm.
I guess not MC, but DJ music.
Mhm.
Do we need a DJ?
Um, what I would say is you do need a DJ. Yeah, we need a DJ. We need a DJ to work with the MC. DJ MC packages is together.
Okay.
So we got a free MC, so we gotta pay for the DJ.
I know. I'm just thinking of the
You need
vibe
a DJ partner.
So the vibe,
That's
so we
package
bring
deal
a
together.
different vibe to a
so
conference.
okay. At the end of it, it's an hour happy hour.
That changes it.
No, it doesn't.
No, for me, from the original thought, I wasn't looking at it like that. So it does change the thought of it for me because I wasn't looking at it like something like that.
So
Like
what do you
business
mean?
don't
What
have
do
to
you
be
what do
heavy.
you what,
It don't. But if we're playing it, I gotta visualize it.
so what do you mean that a DJ changes the what's your is it because of the serenity aspect and the DJ coming with loud music and partying and you trying to be
No, I'm like, what is it? Because if it is going to be some type of vibe like that, that's fine. I just have to understand that so I know how I'm bringing,
yeah. So I think
I, can I say something?
no.
Mhm.
Go ahead.
So I feel like you need to show, not need to, that sounds kind of, well, you have to show up and be you and present the same way you are, whether it's a conference, whether it's a party, whether it's like you still have the same knowledge, you still have the same energy, you still have the same whatever you're going to deliver to these people. So with or without the DJ, rather we're calling it a conference, and you're being more okay. This is business minded versus okay. This is a brunch party, business a business party. It still comes off the same. My delivery is still going to be the same. My experience is still the same. My startup, my automotive, my branding, everything that doesn't change my experience of an entrepreneur.
Yeah, no, that's not what I'm saying. My thing is if I'm a part of something, I need to know what it looks like from start to finish. Like especially if I'm a part of the
Okay.
planning aspect, like I need clarity on what the big picture is
Okay.
so I can deliver the way that it needs to be delivered. So I wasn't thinking like that and that's why I was like, "Oh, that changes it for me."
So
Okay.
let me say this. So
Even
at
advertising.
made the
Yeah, like
Okay.
so I
Got
know
you.
the vibe of the event and
Yes.
I'm not
at made the hustle. I didn't have a DJ. Somebody started playing music. It was an afterthought.
mhm.
Now, it could be a playlist of songs that we want to play that she runs as the MC off her phone for the time and that we kind of curate. So does it have to be an actual DJ? No. I just
But
default.
it can be.
I just default.
Yeah,
I
it
have to
just
think about it.
Yeah, I
it
think
can
that's nice. Then that would help with the sound and stuff too. That's something. And
The downtime don't seem like downtime.
That's kind of the experience I want to create. And then, like I said, like I want every waking moment to be a trending song where we getting this business on, but in this little 15-minute interlude, you might see somebody dancing and you see somebody networking, and then next thing you know, somebody running to just have a good time. So I think
yeah.
that is super important to me from a delivery standpoint. That's the most important thing from a first event.
Yeah, I like that. I mean, it's culture.
Yeah.
and for me, I also feel like when you have all those things mixed, I feel like I'm being productive in one day.
Yeah.
I'm learning, I'm networking, I'm building community, I'm eating well. Because definitely the aesthetics have to be nice. Because just like tonight, the plates you brought out, it all
Yeah. Yeah.
listen, it makes
No, but
it felt different. Exactly. It puts me in a great state of mind. So to give people
So when she cook, it's crazy because when she cook good meals, I be like, bro, don't serve it to me on no paper plate. But then when I get leftovers, she put it on the other plate again. I'm like, you could have just do this on a paper plate. I need my presentation right. But
Mhm.
so I think honestly,
that.
I think the three of us should open up the event. let go of your insecurities. What's holding you? Stop. Let go of what's holding you back. In
Mhm.
theory, I come in with clarity, right? And this could be a speaker, but whatever we do, the clarity essence of it, and then a part of clarity for me is set the stage, create the room, create the environment for success, and we can bring serenity in right there,
Oh, so that's our first three.
and that gives us a slow ramp up into the party
Mm-hmm.
away from you. I'm just messing with you. Like, but it gives us a moment to like, you know,
Breathe
be
and have.
like a slow ramp up into like, all right, we got that out the way. Now let's get to work, and now we can start the uplifting the like, because you do need that calm. Like when you're trying to find clarity, when you're trying to create the plan, you do need that calm and silence, and the sit with your thoughts. So I think that could be a good opening sequence to kind of then go deliver the rest of the event.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So going back one time to this, it's like if I don't know, that building could probably hold 150 people.
The one in Philly? Or you talking about
No,
Tiffany?
Tiffany spot.
I want to say you put like 125,
Okay,
150 is her max, something
so
like that.
if we
With
tried
the
to,
tables
if
or
we
without?
Yes,
I think that's just her legal max.
mm,
So I don't know how that's set up with other
so
things
let's
inside.
say we try to get 100 would be over minimum 50 somewhere in there 75. So let's say we try to get 50 general admissions, 25 VIP, right? That means we need 5 tables. She got big table. I think that's too big. We might, because she got big tables.
She got round ones, she got long ones. I think.
So
So are we looking at like, are we having stand up cocktail tables? Or are we going to have
I
long
think to
tables?
make
Or if
this
we have events, like, are we doing something at the
we
table?
want something close enough for people to interact with each other. So
Are we going to do like note taking with notebooks? Bring your notebook, or
they
are
gonna
we
be at
going
the
to
table.
provide that?
yeah,
So
so we probably want to be in this format here. We're like 6 to a table. So we just got to figure out what 6 to a
how
table
that layout look
looks
like?
like.
6 or 8.
Yeah.
6 to 8, yeah, that's fine. And even if we say, all right, y'all tables gonna split up and work in fours, I just that's what I'm saying. I remember our tables being big, the round table being big as hell.
They are big. I
So
don't.
it's like hard
She
to
may
like
have some.
interact with everybody
Yeah.
across the table. So maybe we just do like half the tables, 4 and 4, half and half, whatever we do to interact. But going back to here, it's like we need each person that's involved with the event, and this is how I like to break it up just simple. Like, bro, we just need you to get 10 people, 15 people from your audience into this event, right? Like that makes it way more manageable to hit the
Okay.
capacity for our event. And then that's outside of us pulling in people, is like whoever we get to be involved in the event, we want to make sure that like you're expecting it's like just 10 people, you know what I mean? And sure, go get 15, go get 20, but if we can get 10 people to move for the event from each person, we are at
Comfort zone.
our area where we want to be. um I think we stick to this, and then we figure out from the list what the rest of the event looks like. um I think it's really important what industries
Yeah.
the people are in. So considering a target demographic of men and women, just entrepreneurs in general. Um, we us knowing the story of the similarities of struggles in entrepreneurship in general, the things they're gonna lead with, the core principles transcend the actual product. If that makes sense. So they're gonna lead with this. We're trying to pull these aspects out of each person's story to help other people get going. So we should be looking for male and female industries.
Now, will we be looking as a unit to sit down with each of them, or like the core ones that I know we said like let's pull out 25 each
Yes.
and then break it down to 4 to 6? Will we then, as a unit, want to sit with them so we can pull out those things?
Yeah. So what we would not as a unit
No.
because it's gonna become a never ending task. So what happens is I think we look at whatever list and whoever brought that person along brings them in. And then like you will have a conversation after we do the initial. We come up with the list of four and two alternates or whatever the case is, right? Now we figure out who's going to contact them to do those things, or the person who kind of bought. If you already know them, you kind of bring them into the fold. We're going to go to them and present what we want them to do. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, here's how we see you fitting in. Can you do this? So we don't need to go to them and cure. The only time what we need to do with them is one meeting before the event that kind of says, like, here's everybody involved.
This is the
Here's why you're involved. Here's the vision, and then maybe a check in to make sure that they got the assets we need for them to actually present for the event at that time. That makes sense.
Yeah, but I'm trying to think of how we want to tie in clarity, branding. You know how we said we want to use their story to tie that to everybody?
So that is a part of your pitch.
Hmm.
I like this person because this person does this well, and here's what I see from here's where I see them fitting. They got a good story of the struggles they came from and how they found a breakthrough that goes with clarity.
And then they just clear that up. Like they just answer basically the questions were laid out
We
today.
pretty much
So
figure out in the four sections we have. Whoever our network is that we're going to ask, we're going to group them together. When we come together, we're going to pitch where we think these people should fall. Like
So they're not, each person is not covering
all four.
all four. Okay, okay,
No.
okay. Okay, that's what I was thinking. Like their story will cover.
Yeah.
so think of it like this. These are the things we're trying to find. So if I'm looking for a person with like this person has great branding.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, I see this person talking about marketing. I believe they got it. They're good at like. Then we'll come back and
Okay.
look at what it is that they are, what they're good at. And I'm saying that to say it's on us to curate.
Yeah.
We don't have to figure out their story because you pitching it. You need to go and look a little bit deeper into like here's how they fit, and it's a follower thing and it's not a follower thing as well. So it's a best storyline. Like okay, this person's gonna headline it, here's why I think he should headline it. And if they don't fit into here, maybe it is just like, yo, I just like this. Like, I like the way this person delivers content. So now we like, okay, we want you to be involved. We want you to come and just talk about content. Content ain't even on here. But we may want to have a content person who makes good content to come in and talk about content. Or maybe we do it a headshot thing when we're there and we go get a photographer. This is the guy just popped in my mind from the conversation I've been looking at from the championship photos. I've been stealing to put the shirt design together. Like we bring him in and he got a great story about just getting to the point where he's delivering content. Content is a healing from alcoholism. Right now, I'm not saying that's where we want to go, but that's his story on social
That's
media. I
it, yeah.
found out this weekend. I found out
And it connects to so many
in
people.
this session, and
Now he got insecurities. Now he's looking for serenity. Like now
the thing about it is great work speaks for itself. Like if I see some good ass content, I'm gonna click and figure out how many followers it is, but I'm like, damn, that person need to be seen more. You know what I'm saying? And so that is what I use to market in the first place. I can create an influencer. All you gotta do is find somebody and give them a larger platform or give them a corporate backing. Now it solidifies them in the plate in the marketplace. So that's where I'm saying it's like, let's just go find it may be some fucking kid who like, damn, this motherfucker done did something. It's like, what's your excuse? Like, I got I don't know if y'all met her, but in the group, she does a lady, old lady has a boat business, Francesca. Um, Francesca is like a super old lady. She like, I got ADHD, but she just having fun and she She got this little thing, and she's enjoying life right now. Like she,
Like my husband's retired and he just has all this
is
money
they
and told me I could do what I want to do with it. And this is what I want to do. And she's just happy and jolly and
Yes.
but it's
she's one of them like natural high people and it's like come on y'all let's do both. Let's
That is
while we're sitting here, yes.
responsibilities start
Yes.
lifting. That is
Mhm.
a true nature.
Yeah. Yeah.
Learning.
Yeah,
this gives me like this gives me like I would like to do like potentially some type of hot seat for like maybe a random draw for the VIP where they can get into a hot seat.
So I just recently went to what was it called? It was Shakespeare, Drunken Shakespeare. It was pretty decent. But they had two chairs. It was like the king and queen chair, and they auctioned off that chair. They told us what you get in this chair. You get a drink, you get food, and you get something else. We're gonna start the bidding at $20. And then I think it only got to like $60 or $80, and it was like sold. So they was able to sit at the beginning of the table. They got this bottle of champagne, and they got like all these like perks, just auction it off that in
Oh, that's
the
cool.
I thought that was like
That is.
yeah,
That's
pretty
really
neat.
cool.
Like we got this seat, you'll get these packages, you'll get access to this, and we're gonna start the bidding off at $20. Business bid, you know. That's a good idea. But while I have your attention.
I got your attention, please.
It's so funny how she turns it on and go. Like it's no in between.
So can you is there a thin line between branding and marketing, or is it totally two different things?
So I would say there's definitely a difference. You brand in order to turn on marketing. So the core foundation of like business cards, logo, design, and what's more important is your copy or your messaging
Mm.
comes to branding. You do that before you can now ever market. Like you got in order to market, you literally
Can I answer that from a
I don't know nothing about business thing.
yeah.
Go ahead.
So because I feel like that question is like it's a real question. Like so I feel like this is me branding.
Mhm.
I have branding. I have business cards. I have a amazing website. I have all these things, but I don't do content. I don't know how to sit in front of the camera and talk about my business.
Mm.
I don't know how to market myself to other people to find me.
Oh, she know what she
Other
talking
so my that in there. My branding is me wearing this t-shirt and thinking I'm doing something.
Right.
But then I got him in my ears saying, "Did you make content today? So what kind of commercial you want to do? Don't you think you should do this week?" But I'm lacking in that area.
That's the but
Got
that stuff is also what like branding is what gives people the confidence to market. When your shit together and you got your shit in your pocket, your flyers in your car, and everything is where it is, it's like you ain't got no problem saying here, go right here. But if you know you ain't got it together, it's kind of like, do I even want to like go? You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
it goes hand in hand, but truthfully, branding comes before marketing, right? And if you smart, the systems and the this stuff comes before marketing is what I learned because you can have a website and all of this stuff and you can start marketing, but like you don't have no way for people to truly interact with you. You get DMs over here, you losing them, you getting the email inquiry over here, like that video
about.
that video, like you
Oh
fit
yeah.
into my world, right? Like, sure, like 90% of what I do should fall into like when it comes to shirts, 95% of what I do falls into the small catalog, 3-page catalog that I have. There's so much more, but only 10% of my business comes from it.
Mhm.
So another thing is like that video is like, bro, y'all gotta fit into my world. I spent my life hustling, fit into whatever whoever pulled me in the right direction. Now I do business on my terms. Here's my email. Book a call on the calendar. You might be important enough to get my VIP link, which means you can book it at any time. I might have, and I'll tell you, Dallas might pull up in the background, but it says VIP for a reason, right? And I got that family aspect into it, but you're gonna fit into my world especially if I'm reaching out to me. If I'm reaching out to you, then I gotta fit into your world. And that's where like calendar came really important. And it took a long time. So it tell you it took a long time for me to get like I'm double booked, triple booked. I'm supposed to be in 2 different states on the same
He
time.
can't figure out what time of
I'm
it is because it's 3 different time zones. And
but now it's like wake up in the morning, check my calendar. Okay, this person booked, boom, boom, boom. You fit into what I want.
Because I was like saying, do I really have to go?
You don't know.
She got a tag. Oh, I did say that, but I see why. I do understand why it's important.
So, but my true nature is if you call me at 1 o'clock in the morning from YouTube, I don't even know who it is. I might get out of there. If I wake, the only thing I do is not answer the phone and call you back. But I might get out of the bed and come downstairs and be like, "What's up?" And I'm probably bored. I ain't got nobody to talk to.
Breathe, you know.
I remember when we first started talking, and it had to be like the crazy wee hours of the morning. And I don't know if he was texting first or if the first initial call was like, just give me a second, I'm gonna call you right back. So he got up, went to the door, and then turned around and was like, I got a meeting. I was gonna go outside and take it. Do you want to come with me?
That was
Like,
that was Kaiser because
he was like in what, Iraq or something, somewhere on the other side of the country. But I guess he thought about it. Like I just whispered that I'll call you right back, and he looked back. It was like, I got a meeting I was gonna take out front. Do you want to come with me? Like I don't know how to not make this sneaky moment not seem sneaky.
That was Kaiser. He's in Bangladesh, so the time frame is off. But like that comes with understand. We don't do it because we think we're gonna lose money, and it's like no, it's gonna make you more money, more peaceful. And it's as simple as me cutting my cut.
Who has that mantra?
I like that one.
I like that.
More money, more
Money, more peace. Because they always say it's the other way.
They always say money don't bring
Money
peace, or money brings everything else.
really matter. Yeah, that's like a mantra. Fuck that.
More money, more
Peace.
peace.
To go on a shirt.
We all need one.
Yeah.
All right. So when is our next meeting?
Oh, is that the name of the event?
more money.
No.
That could be a tagline.
Yeah.
More,
Yeah.
more peace.
I like that.
We're gonna
And
come.
that goes to clarity.
All of that.
Yeah.
So I feel like if we
All
meet in like 2 weeks, we should come up with have at least like maybe 5 people or 3 to 5. Because I'm like, I don't know if I know how to do it like that. I just wrote down 1, 2, 3. I got 4 names, but one of them was because he. So technically, I got 3. For certain stuff. The reason I just start out with.
Find the best people.
So I think our next meeting we should discuss who the people that we got, brainstorm on names for sure.
You got that tag like that, so you became the secretary.
Oh yeah, she do that.
Okay,
I'll organize everything.
I did learn that. Okay.
I just need to sit and
You
listen
didn't
to
see how
everything.
important, how excited she was on
No.
the PowerPoint?
Oh my god! Let me show you. I was in an ARG. I see the PowerPoint I did for each one of the things. I was so excited. Listen, when you was talking, I was like, okay, well, we need camera presentation, projector,
Yeah.
up display.
A whole spreadsheet. If you put it on Google Form.
I don't know what I'm gonna do yet because Stan got his own thing. I love Google Forms. I love Google Docs. We all have access to it. We can have different tabs to it. Put a little checklist.
Put together a Google Doc.
Mm-hmm. It's my thing, but I like how it's gonna go. I like the 4 to 6. I think it's definitely gonna be 6 hours.
Yeah,
Not if somebody, because if we're thinking DJ, we're making it like
Yeah,
in the
break
because we want it to
points.
light. We want it to be light because if it's light, then people will retain it a lot more. And definitely want to come
People
to
will
the
think
next
about
one.
it, repost it.
Yes, so definitely want to think light about it. So I do love the icebreaker, just getting a feel for what everybody does in the room, where they at, and if they can just really be honest with themselves in that moment, where they at. Because it's okay if like a lot of ideas sound good, you can see yourself doing it, but actually doing it is like so different.
But also I've noticed, being where I am in my journey, a lot of people don't know where they are.
So I was about to say that. So one of the things we can do is after purchase, we can do assessment.
A automated email list. I mean, email.
That's a
And then
Yeah. Analyze it all the way.
Just
Because it could be
give
the
us
start of it, like the roadmap, like the
we
questionnaire.
give assessment and tell them where they are, and kind of it can filter. It can give us more information. One, but it could also filter them into the groups
Oh,
of
other
the table.
people. Yeah. Oh, and we can do assigned seating.
I mean,
And
I like assigned seating too, but I think for each section, I was just thinking that everybody have to draw like a number of like a table
so
number.
this would
So it kind of keeps constantly mixing them up and they talk to new people.
right, right.
No, but they new
That's-
people. They're just grouped with like people.
It does. So
But it's like a cohort.
so what happened? So what happened? The reason I think this works is we can find a way to get them mixed up, but they can have their main seat because
Yeah, of course.
so one of the things I didn't kind of talk, if you are already started the process, you may not need to, or your conversation around branding and logos may be completely different than somebody at a different phase. So it could be simple as like group one doesn't have anything. Group two has some things, like some aspects. They got a website, they got business cards. Group five and got emails and
I
automation.
think that's going to be the beauty of it.
Like,
You're going to have a mixture of people because someone's going to be strong in one area versus another.
which I agree with you. However, the levels in business changes.
True.
So I focus on the startup, but I consider anything after six figures what I would call is like my corporate client, which is a scale. Like once you got a business that gets to six figures, you're now trying to figure out how to get cleaner and scale it because you found something that like that's the first sign that it works, if that makes sense. So putting me around somebody who has similar experience, like I've already started doing things, I'm doing stuff, but it's just not enough versus somebody who hasn't started. However, I think in the midst of that, finding a way to mix them up to get them used to other people and skill sets, so we can figure out how we can put the two together. But I do think that actually segmenting them out will help impact the people because they're having conversations with people at this your peers.
Yeah. I think and people who going to gravitate to the event, depending on how we market it, I think it's going to be solid people in the room anyway.
Yeah, but that's what the form will give us too. It'll tell us the answer.
Yeah. But we want them to do that when they
So once they here's your next step.
right.
Here's the next step. So you don't come in knowing,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? And if they don't do this, here's a reminder. But we're gonna come in knowing that, you know what I'm saying, who is in the room, maybe and what their skill set is. And we can figure out what those questions it won't be something heavy. It'll be something where, it's a simple
interactive and
interactive, yes, no,
so much
got
fun.
this,
Yeah,
have
quick.
this.
We would definitely need it within a time frame prior to the event.
Yeah.
A 2 week mark.
So when
Or at ticket purchase.
So at purchase, they would redirect to, hey, take this quick quiz. And I like the video assist. So, hey man, great. Thank you for purchasing the tickets. In order to curate the best event for you, we need you to take 5 minutes to fill this out. It's easier if you just get it done now. For us, it'll be a better experience for you. Boom. That's a 1 minute video explainer. They knock it out. They already, like, if you get them to spend, even if it was $17, they're kind of locked in. That's the kind of point. And then they're likely to just go ahead and get it out the way.
Mm-hmm. And then the questionnaire can wrap around whatever four segments we talking about to see where they're strong at. So then we know how to group them. So is it more people that's, already did the mental work and is, clear on what they want to do, but now they need branding, or you have in branding. And like me, like I'm thinking that they two the same thing and you explained it definitely beautiful that I'm like, okay, that makes sense that they're totally two different things.
Yeah.
So that makes sense to have questions to see who's strong at what area.
Yeah. I mean, I think like coming up with like what they leave with the VIP stuff. I think we can kind of talk about that the next time with the people. Um, but I think
Oh yeah, that's what you were trying to like. So what exactly do we need to discuss next meeting? Like what's priority
So
from here?
price points, price points with the VIP. We need to present the list, narrow down the list to some degree.
The list of
The list of guest
speakers.
Yeah,
speakers.
we should
But
have.
when you say price point for VIP, do we know what that is? Well, we gotta figure.
We'll talk.
That's what the
We'll
brainstorming
put
is
it, yeah,
about.
we'll put it
Yeah.
all in the next one.
But I think
Um,
also once we get our list down, we would have a better idea
that's why.
Of a flow.
of the flow and the price point. Because depending on who
Oh,
we
yeah.
make it for, it's just like
That's yeah.
If
That's
everybody got
yeah.
20 followers versus everybody got 500,000, it's like, okay.
You can get Wallow to pop up in there. um, but I think
oh, but the art monster could definitely be.
just DM'd them too.
Yeah.
He messaged me, but I just DM him. Just literally like earlier. I mean, shoot. Can we get him to do a live painting? Raffle off a painting?
Yeah.
Something like that. Yeah, we got connect.
So, connection.
It's
don't say
whatever
so.
whatever we can do in the realm of
And I actually thought
experience.
Devin too. Like I don't know. He just
What do he do now? Then he had a space that's doing
He got
something.
several
he got
spaces.
several spaces, and he like a silent partner.
Okay,
So
that
someone
makes
who
sense.
like to be like
That makes sense.
but I really do think that he has
I remember.
Like
and he would definitely. This is something of his.
you just gotta tell him like what and when to show up. That's it.
And
Sound like I'm trying to be in life again.
yeah,
Like,
tell
tell me what.
this is something like the small stuff.
Tell me.
And if he said he's gonna be there, he's gonna be there.
Yeah,
That's how it's gonna work for him. Yeah, and he got a lot of connections. Even his connections with like Ben and Jerry and relationship and stuff like that. Yeah, he got
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be cute. Yeah.
Sponsors. So
not my thing. We need to find another person.
so I don't think it's like super necessary. I think we might find some in the midst of like telling people what we're working on in the grand scheme of things.
Mm-hmm.
You
Um,
need another piece of paper.
No, I'm I'm done.
we don't necessarily need it, but if there was something that came to mind, we could put something together for like I think we should put together a sponsorship package anyway. Just because that's a good thing to
So
have.
the
And then as we come across, maybe the people that we involve have a connection to companies. Like shirts for me is like that's easy. You know what I'm saying? So it may be product sponsors for giveaways or gift bags or something that we can do. I mean, we can give
definitely gonna do that for VIP.
we can give all the people a shirt as they walk out in the gift bag after they done already bought the shirt. Like, but they get in a different color that they couldn't get. What I was telling you before is like, all right, I'm going to sell black, but you can only get white coming to the event.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So now it's like something where,
I like that.
so, and they could probably leave with a bunch of just different, you know,
Discounts, coupons. That's what I was telling Tiffany about the last one. If everybody have like a coupon book of a sort of a discount from their service, and she put it together, a discount from her lounge, a discount from my class, or whatever else everybody had to offer.
People do for big events when they have the booklets and have people do
yeah,
sponsors
yeah, yeah.
live pages like that. And they can have like
So I don't like, not that I'm, it's like more of like a giveaway for the companies in those.
network.
Like you think about you going to your daughter's thing, it's kind of like my really they really really doing the sponsors. I want, and the benefit to sponsoring is like, okay, if you sponsor it, you gonna get a collaborative post with as like so I think it's like 6 people, right? So we're gonna pick the 6 biggest people, and I might use my boy as well, who's like a larger influencer that we may have come or not, but like I may use him as well to get maximum exposure for what we can package up for them and commercial, like whatever we can figure out how to kind of put together, we can kind of get going for sure. So
I like where we're going. So for now, we just need to figure out a date where we can kind of keep our steady planning to keep it moving. Specifically our next date for sure, and to bring back our deliverables.
So yeah, any Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I'm guaranteed to be stationed there.
You said
Guaranteed.
Wednesday preferably.
Yeah,
Instead of
the video
yeah,
guy can be can hang out with. He could probably hang out with us Tuesday night because he texting.
So what's the date for 2 weeks, give or take?
Definitely, preferably.
Like April 1st ish.
Top of April.
We gonna tell her to stop talking.
I'm gonna text Tiffany and see what her schedule look like.
I don't think we need to answer me just yet.
Okay, we can wait.
Only reason why I say that is only because once we get like a clear vision on what we need, then present it to her as the person who is
Okay, I get what you're saying.
Sponsor.
and the experience on what we want it to look like. Right now, we're still in like brainstorming phase.
Gotcha.
So I think it just need to be clear before we bring her in. It wouldn't be waste time. I mean, because it's like really our good time.
Our bonding
We
time.
we got figure out.
So before it get too businessy.
we gotta figure out when though.
Yeah, we bring.
I feel like the next meeting we can kind of
At least narrow it down. Yeah.
And when we secure it, I feel like it could be the next meeting after that. Right now, we need to see who we can really solicit to do this, and not to say they don't.
And then by the
Besides-
third meeting, when y'all come back with people and yes or no answers, and this is their availability.
No, we make it fit on us.
Yeah, that's gonna be the tough part.
We should be far enough out. So it's not tough.
Like that's why I'm like date first, and then you present the date to.
So when we come back next week, we'll come up with
It's the
tentative.
31st.
We'll come back with tentative dates that we can
present
2 dates that we can
To
come
people.
back and say we're gonna do. We looking at this or this. We want you to be involved. I can do both. He can do both. He can both. He can. I can only do this day. I can only. All right, cool. We gonna have to figure it out.
Yeah.
Um.
All right, I got a meeting at Stan House on March 31st.
Oh, we
at 7 p.m. Put that on.
that's on the weekend.
It's a Tuesday.
Oh, okay, I'll be there.
Why y'all doing Tuesday nights? Hold on. You said March 31st. Oh, I'm free that week because my class. I'm free that whole week.
So I'm supposed to
The next class till March 6th. I mean April 6th.
March the 31st.
I'm free all that week. We could drink all that week, y'all.
Mm.
Daytime, nighttime, in between time,
When
break
this
time.
elite serenity.
Be bougie.
Yeah.
I was starting to take the bougie crew.
You did. You did hit the bougie
I
son.
know. I've put. What I don't know what I changed it to.
I feel like I seen bougie
I
son.
did put bougie in there.
Bougie business meeting.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's who gonna sleep so good.
Me too.
And be happy dreaming
Me
about
too.
ideas.
And your thing. Tell them everybody needs
Oh.
to.
All right, y'all. Look, she told me to tell y'all that
Everybody needs a stand.